Pentru partea a doua a întâlnirii, spuneam că aș vrea să discutăm despre poezie, despre lucrurile pe care le reprezintă fiecare dintre poeții invitați și, în același timp, mă aștept și ca dumneavoastră să puneți întrebări legate de ce ați auzit. Ați văzut că au sunat foarte diferit de poezia pe care o citim de obicei. I don't know how to do this because I have to speak in English and yeah.
But you can just.
But we can begin with Maria. Ai mai citit poezie în public?
Yes. But I think everybody, everyone is understanding English here, yeah? Is it right? You understand English? Yeah. Everybody understands, so it's much easier to make it in English.
Oh yeah.
You were asking me if I was reading in public poetry before. Yes, I was reading before for an opening of a book. But I have to recognize that it was a bit difficult to have this reading today because of the poem he wrote, and my first reaction was it's going to be difficult for the audience to be attached with. And I said, okay, let's try to find a solution to help the audience. And I was proposing to Pär, I was proposing that maybe to give the text to everyone in the room, and just to tell you in the beginning to everything to be very silent and to be relaxed. And when someone is feeling like saying reading the next word, just to do it, you know. Because he will tell you the story how he invented the poem, and I wanted to make it this connection with how he created it. And he said, I'm more happy if we will just read as we've done. So his wish was my pleasure in the end. And I think in the end I tried to feel you as much as I could. And then I said, okay, once again, let me try to do my best. And I said, I've seen him how he made it in Sweden with Aura. And I said, he started at the moment to be a bit tough, you know. So I said, okay, so I'm a woman, I'm going to be his feminine part of the poem, how he's reading. And this is what I've tried to do. I think it can be a very interesting part to tell us how he created the poem.
Yes, the poem is created through a series of numbers, and these numbers represent different nouns, whether if it's a number on like the first page or if it's on the 20th page. Maybe on the 20th page, a number such as 12 can mean cadaver, and on number 1 it can mean something like 3 or something. But then some certain nouns that are very common, such as tree, dust, dirt, are always represented by the same numbers. So I created this list, and then I edited a bit afterwards. So it's a list constructed through computer with find and replace function in Word, but I also always decided what word to put in which number. So it's not like totally random poem, of course. It's just a method of constructing this list as easy as possible, and it's also something I think through using this number and finding a replace function, I can be more radical, maybe in an aesthetical sense, because if I was going to decide everything all the time, I wouldn't maybe be brave enough to put like trash 4 times after each other, because then I would start to think, oh, the audience will find this boring. But in this way, I could sort of be more free through this very strict method. I could have a feeling that I could be more free and more maybe more extreme to some extent.
And the order of the numbers?
Yeah, the order of the numbers are constructed through a website called random.org, and it's a site where you can get random numbers. It's not numbers that are based upon like an algorithm. It's based upon weather data, which is like the most safe, the best method to create real random.
So it was important to be real random.
Yeah, I think so. For me, that was important.
Let's see what we don't know how it happened. Is the first workshop that was with Kajsa and Dan. And I will ask you both. It was the first time that these 2 kinds of poetry with a Romanian poet and Swedish poet working together. Nobody knew how it would come out in the end. How was it for you?
So how was it for you?
Well, in the beginning, when we arrived in Romania, and we spent we had a workshop at a place in the countryside, and we arrived there late at night, and I thought that it would be maybe some structure or like someone telling us what to do, but we just arrived there, and there were really nice people who gave us food, but no one told us like how we should do this. So we just kind of started working together and found out ways of understanding each other and trying to do this.
Was this the first time for you to translate your poems through English?
Yes. Yeah, and it was. We quickly found out that the easiest way was through talking. So we did a lot of like discussing different values and words more than using the dictionary. I mean, me and Dan, maybe the others did it differently, but we just kind of worked in pairs and found our method to do what we had to do.
When I was doing a translation workshop
through English.
The workshop was at Mr. Dinulescu's place in the Dezbatere, and he was a very good host. I was at that time on a strict diet, and I said to him that I can't eat fat meat, and he said it's no problem, we can kill a strutz, which is the same word in Romanian and Swedish. This is the first word that we, and Juda is another.
Which is a very important word to know.
Yeah. And there were some problems with some structural and grammar things, like, for example, in the Soia poem, there is this special rhetoric, like in a recipe, or like in the instructions in a box, on a game, or on a. So the thing is that in Swedish, in Kajsa's poem, it was the second person, but in singular. So, but in Romanian you have to use a gender, and in original there wasn't any gender. So I had to make it in the second person plural, the polite plural, and so it's very changed. It's not that personal like it was in Swedish, and we also had, when we went to Hungary, at that workshop, we had the same problem with genders. So what else? The translation was, the English translation wasn't that precise. I mean, you said it wasn't very professional. I mean, not so. But it always causes like difficulties when you. Yeah, but we talked like every sentence we. Yeah. So.
Și voi ați mai avut o lectură în Suedia. You had another reading in Sweden.
Yeah.
With the translated poems.
We had two readings, yeah, and one at the Romanian Culture Institute and one at the Slam Festival. There were a lot of hip hop poets, dreadlocks, and they were really entertaining. I mean, in that, and we were just like very sober and reading from paper. So, but yeah.
Now, another thing I want us to speak about is the fact that all three of you did project involving other arts than poetry, for your poetry. Kajsa and Linn, you did a movie. Also, Linn, you had performances playing the harmonica. And we'll see what Pär is doing with the sound. Now, I would be very much interested to find out how are they connected for you, your poetry and the things you do with other arts.
With me and Kajsa, we write together, and when we write together, we call ourselves short. So we have a separate name for the things that we do together. And we had we started with going into different genres. So we started by trying to write crime, not a crime novel, but a crime short story. And then we wrote a sound art thing, and then we wanted to do a poetry film, which had to do with, I think the starting point was that we wanted to do something that we don't do when we write ourselves. And we also entered with some big themes, like the childhood and passion. We chose some big words to work with. And yeah, it had to do with, I think, doing something together that we don't do when we write ourselves, to try different things. And for yeah, we actually did one thing that also involved Pär. We did sound art, sound poetry,
sound text composition, I would call it.
Yeah. And we wrote a play, and we recorded the play, and we gave the material to Pär and said, please do something with this. And it ended up being, I don't know how long it is, it's a few minutes long. It's a sound piece with our just small parts of our play in it, and then other sound material.